Sveiki, aš esu Algirdas.
O aš Dagnė.
Paskutinį mėnesį mes keliavome dviračiais Kanadoje Trans-Kanados dviračių taku. Ir nors įprastai šiame kanale jūs galite rasti mūsų dienos įvykius, tačiau šis video yra šiek tiek kitoks. Mat netikėtai mes susipažinome su vienu iš šio tako kūrėjų, lietuvių kilmės kanadiečių vardu Algis. Tad šis video bus apie mūsų pokalbį su juo.
Mano vardas yra Algis. I'm of Lithuanian heritage here. Happened to be born in England in 1952. Immigrated to Canada with my parents in 1960. And we live in a beautiful part of British Columbia called Cranbrook. We've lived here 40 years. Happy to live here. Happy to have a family of 3 daughters that we've brought up in this location here. Since my daughters have left, I've gone in my retirement to become very actively involved in the Trans-Canada Trail movement. So we're going to try a ride in the Mayuk section of the Chief Isidore Trail. It's 17 kilometers, basically 8 kilometers up, 8 kilometers down. It's very free-flowing. It's something that we emphasize that could be done by everybody, including families here. We've had tremendous feedback that this is the most fun part of BC's Trans-Canada Trail to ride. So we're very proud of that, and hopefully we'll be able to do it today, even with fully being loaded down as you fellas are right now.
We're the guinea pigs of this trail for being as loaded as we are.
Now, people have gone loaded, but not as loaded as you. So maybe you're over the threshold, I don't know. So. I was so fascinated by the whole concept of the Trans-Canada Trail. That was something that could actually connect Canadians coast to coast. The Trans-Canada Trail, since with my involvement in it, has been one of the most rewarding things I've done in my life here. I've been able to connect to so many people, beautiful people across the country and from other places. And I'm especially happy to actually meet up with somebody who's doing the trail, who's from the country that, you know, of my ethnicity of Lithuania. So I'm very pleased with that. I never thought I would actually have the chance to do that. And we requested that the Taha Nation actually make the decision to name the trail. But you know what? We had in mind, this is the name we wanted. Because of this, the naming of the trail and this interpretive program, it was very important to our Indigenous First Nations here. They really appreciated that this was an effort of what they call reconciliation. So one of the things here in Canada, sometimes the governments do not get quite involved here in certain projects here, and they leave them to the volunteer community to kind of lead and direct. We identified some opportunities of converting a rail bed that exists between the community of Cranbrook and a little village of Wardner of over 40 kilometers. This particular trail, parts of it were actually taken over by farmers, and so therefore it wasn't a simple project of actually just putting a trail down on the old abandoned rail bed. We actually had to build trail around some of the farmers, and in this particular case, to circumvent 7 kilometers of the rail trail that had been abandoned, which was not available to us, we had to build 17 kilometers of trail. This little guy, meter by meter, foot by foot, 17 kilometers, he cleared a path all the way for this particular trail, over 3 years.
Wow.
What happened here is that to get the bridges, we had pre-built bridges meant on this Mayuk section. We've got 4 of these bridges. And to get them in here, we used a helicopter. And what we did, we had to pay for the helicopter, but we had the fire attack base out of Cranbrook. Their team came out and did all the work to work with the helicopter thing, because they do work with helicopter pilots guys that do this type of stuff of unloading when the forest fires. So that was done here in 2016 here when we placed these bridges. So it was quite an operation there.
Away from home, in this desert of regrets, never thought that I would have to let you go. Tell me, how can I forget?
This particular trail we're very proud of. The team that we had working on this particular trail was done by a fellow that I consider my trail partner, and that's Neil Shuttleworth. And I had to mention his name here because he shared this vision of me of what the Trans-Canada Trail should be like. It should be something that is not only accessible to the hardcore bike packers, but to families, and we see this as a legacy that we can leave, you know, to our families and to future generations. So, this particular trail, I've been told by people in the Trans-Canada Trail Foundation, is probably one of the best templates of how a trail should be developed in this whole country here, especially when you have volunteers involved. It's not a government initiative, and so therefore it's something that is taken on by volunteers like myself on a team moving forward with a vision to actually do something that is rewarding and beneficial to all of us here. So there's many people that I've met said that, Algiu, this is something that you're taking on. It's way too much. It can't be done. You need bigger support, you need government involvement to do this, but fortunately, as I've been telling Algiu, if you happen to be sometimes at the right place at the right time, things can fall into place. We started this particular project here back construction-wise in 2014. But the vision for this trail goes back 10 years before that. Personally, I've been out there looking at opportunities in this particular location to actually develop this trail back 15 years ago. So it's been a long time coming. I see British Columbia has tremendous opportunities to make it a world-class cycling destination. Unfortunately, there's been a lack of vision by people like in the provincial government and other regional governments here that haven't shared that vision here. And they've left it to some of the local communities to kind of decide what they want the trail for. And particularly in British Columbia, a lot of these small local communities are quite happy to keep any potential trail to be more of a road available for motorized vehicles here, which really does not coincide with what a world-class destination trail. You can have a road and cyclists can use it, but it's not something that's going to attract that type of clientele that I believe we can draw from all around the world if the opportunity is right. Living in Canada for 60 years here, I'm so pleased that I live in Canada. I see Canada as being a country that is very inclusive of immigrants from all around the world here. If you know Canadians, you notice that they would use language, even when they communicate with people, they say thank you a lot. Mm-hmm. They say sorry, I didn't mean that. And so they tend to be more pleasant. Aside from all the politics here, generally the Canadian people are, as far as I know, are one of the most, generally, most friendliest people in the world. And
all right, well.
I said my goodbye. I won't give you a hug again today. I did that yesterday.
All right.
It's been great meeting you guys here.
Yeah.
I hope, as you say, we can maybe meet up in Vilnius.
Yeah, I hope so.
That'd be great. Kanadoje!
Woohoo!
Geros dienos!
Čia yra mūsų paskutinioji nakvynė Kanadoje. Ir, kaip Dagnė pasakė, Kanada mūsų iš tikrųjų išlydi gražiai. Turime nuostabią upę, / ežerą, turime kalnus, turime besileidžiančią saulę, turime nuostabią stovyklavietę. Turime Dagnę, kuri gamina puikią vakarienę, ar bent jau jos dalį, nes vakarieniai mes turime irgi šitą ypatingo. Pameluosiu pasakydamas, kad čia specialiai dėl to, bet iš tikrųjų ne dėl to. Valgysime pizzą. Kaip dažnai jums tenka valgyti vidury niekur pizzą. Atsivežėm iš miestelio. Dar netikrino, Marina išgyveno kelionę, bet galbūt išgyvena. O Dagnė mums paruoš salotytės. Bus gerai. Pica su salotomis laukinėje gamtoje. Ir kas galėtų pasakyti, kad ne living a dream?